welcome to episode 962 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, May the 6th, 2025. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me, as always, from Canada, Mr. Greg Seward.
Hello.
How's it going?
Not bad. Pretty busy weekend, but all's good.
Good?
All's well
That's
that ends
good.
well. Hopefully this ends well. I don't know. I got to spend the next 2 hours with you guys, so
Well,
anything is possible.
We'll see what we can do.
We'll see what we can do to ruin it further.
Yeah, I didn't say what direction we were taking it, but
Yeah.
we'll make our best effort.
Yes. And joining me from the great state of Washington, happy May the 4th, Phil. To you.
Why does
May
Phil get
the-
happy May the 4th?
May-
None of us like Star Wars but Phil? Or
May
just-
the 4th
You just said this was May the
to
6th.
you. I know, but we're recording it on the 4th.
Oh,
So
that's-
it counts.
That's true. That's true. You know, to celebrate
Yeah?
this
Did
most
you-
auspicious
Did you do something?
of corporate holidays,
Hmm.
I got a little friend here.
A tribble?
You may know this little fuzzy fellow. This is Wicket the Ewok.
That's not true at all.
No, it's a tribble.
It
Not
is a
only-
tribble.
Not only is it a tribble. Look here. Look here.
Oh.
is it a trouble? Is it a troubling tribble?
There it is. He's got a little magnetic. He's a little shoulder buddy tribble.
That's cool.
He can
I
hang
like
out.
that.
He can hang out on my shoulder.
It's not making the cooing noise, though.
No, this
No.
you got to supply your own coos.
Okay.
A tribble.
Yes.
There you go. Oh, hold on, he's there. We go.
Stuck there.
Oh my good. Now I got a magnet going down my shirt.
No.
Oh, it's coming off.
the horror.
There we go. Isn't that adorable?
That is. I like that.
That's, you know what? This is from Universal Studios,
Yeah.
where I did not go, but a friend from work went down to Universal Studios. They have the Fan Fest. Is that what they're calling it?
Sure.
They have some sort
Oh,
of
yeah. Star Trek
thingamadoo
thing?
going on at Universal Studios,
Cool.
where they have different fandoms going on. There's like a Back to the Future section where you can go and see the clock tower, and the DeLorean is there. They got a Star Trek section where you can go chill out on the bridge or
Yeah.
dine at Quark's.
I did hear something about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a fellow from work went and grabbed me a tribble because
Well, watch out because they reproduce at an alarming rate and then
Not
eat all
this
your
one.
grain. Nope, not that
Not-
one. Okay.
not if you chew off certain parts, they don't.
Yikes.
I see. Yikes.
They won't be cooing after that, let me tell you. Tribbles. I don't know if you know this, CJ.
Hmm.
Don't like Klingons.
I do know that, Phil.
They get feisty around Klingons. So
I do know that. That's how you can tell
yes,
if there's a Klingon in your midst.
that's true.
Yeah.
It's like it's like Sting.
Maybe we'll talk about tribbles a little later. There's a preview.
Okay.
It's
Oh
pretty
well, this is
Yeah.
a glorious Star Wars day indeed.
I know, right? I haven't watched any of Andor yet.
Oh, Andor-
season 2.
Me neither.
I need to.
I haven't even watched season 1.
Oh, season.
Greg missing
season
out
one's
on
so
like
good.
the best Star Wars content,
Yeah.
arguably ever.
I think I'm still so exhausted by all the mediocre to bad Star Wars content we've been
watch
run
this
with
one
for the last 30 years.
At this point, that is a foolish stance to take.
Oh, I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I just haven't brought myself to be ready. I'm not ready to be hurt again, Phil.
There is no hurt here. This is
I don't know that.
This is all good.
You know what? I think there's enough evidence out there, and not just like from me, a goofball who you wouldn't believe on the best of days. Look at the reviews. Look at the Metacritics. Look at the Rotten Tomatoes. You know,
Yeah.
look at CJ.
I love it.
I beard you can
constantly look at
trust.
CJ.
CJ doesn't
You
even
can
like
trust this beard. I don't even like facial hair.
Well, he doesn't even like Star Wars.
Got a beard.
The secret about facial hair is that it's not you that has to like it.
That's true. Yes.
There you go.
Andor's
really good, Greg. You should watch Andor.
I need to watch season 2.
And CJ, you should watch season 2 because it's already half done.
There's too much good television.
It's already half done.
Much. Yeah.
They're dropping 3 episodes at a time.
I know that.
Dana and I have been blocking out every Tuesday. We block out a 3-hour chunk of time.
So you can watch all 3 episodes.
Yep.
So it's something a lot more fun.
There's not much more fun than Andor, let me tell you.
Did you know that did you hear or did you see the video of the Miami Grand Prix today? The full-sized Lego F1 cars the drivers drove around the track?
I did not.
You should look that up.
I suppose I should. I know that they have been. There's a new like F1 cross promotion because a bunch of
that's been going on for a while.
But like a whole new bunch of sets just dropped.
Yeah,
recently.
Yeah, but no, these are they built full-sized powered F1 cars out of Lego that could hold 2 people in each of them, and they drove them around the track this morning.
Now, are these
cool?
Are these vehicles 100% Lego, or is it?
Well, no. I mean, they have working engines, and
it's a Lego shell over like a metal frame.
Yeah, I would assume.
Okay.
Still pretty cool.
Because if it was like a full size car, and you had like one of those like ripcord things, you have the long toothed plastic bar you put into the thing, and then you whip it out and like the wheels start spinning.
That's not a thing.
Oh,
that
would be cool.
You'd have like a gigantic one that's like the size of an I-beam in a skyscraper, and you'd have a giant forklift loaded into the machine, and then have to throw it in reverse real quick to get that. So it takes off down the track. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of sound effects coming from Phil today.
We're doing kind of a morning zoo.
Taking a route I wasn't really looking for, but
it's Star Wars Day, so I'm all like real excited about that kind of thing going on. You know what I'm saying?
I'm starting to regret bringing it up, to be honest.
Oh
yeah. Well, we'll bring down the house now by talking about some sad stuff.
Ooh. Okay.
So Giant Bomb.
Oh my goodness.
Owned by Fandom. Turns out Fandom wants to turn it into a guide site.
Well, you know what though? That's great because there's not a lot of generic guide sites online right now.
No kidding.
No.
So it's
no one's really mastered that.
No one's mastered that.
Yeah.
So
since 1997, but
Fandom bought a thing, then decided they want to completely remove what was successful about that thing.
Yep.
Take the personality-driven stuff that Giant Bomb was doing and doing a damn fine job of it. Videos and streams and all that stuff. And our good friend Jeff Grubb doing game mess stuff for Giant Bomb. Just great stuff. Decided to blow all that up to do a guide site.
Yeah.
Or to do PG-13 branded.
Yeah, that to me was just so
to try to rein in their personality that had already blossomed. It's just what is even going on there?
It's weird because history has taught us that when a company invests in something like that, normally they'll just leave it alone.
Yeah, that never happens.
Let it thrive.
That never happens.
Yeah.
We can't have good things.
Well, we can until they become
for a little while
really attractive, and then someone decides that now is the perfect moment to squeeze every last penny out of it while we destroy it.
Yeah, and then it's no.
Congratulations, Giant Bomb.
I guess sure.
At least they know they're not alone.
They're not alone, no, because this week, in fact, Polygon was sold by Vox Media to a company called Valnet that also owns, several sort of clickbait operations like Screen Rant, Game Rant, Comic Book Resources, aggregators you probably heard of. And in their past, their founder got involved with online pornography. So some sites that you may know the names of. So Valnet is
like what, CJ?
Tangential to that. Tangential to that. So they laid off a bunch of the staff, the majority of the staff, including EIC Chris Plant, who was really turning that site into a really great resource, and a lot of really great reporting there. A lot of great articles, not just like clickbaity.
Well, there's your problem.
Zero sourced kind of things. I had some really good pieces up there, really good stuff. And now apparently that's not going to be a thing, or at least not under Chris Plant's direction, which definitely sucks. Mike Quinquarter and a lot of other folks that were
Matt
on Polygon
Leone,
also.
the people gone.
Yeah.
Matt Leone. Yeah. You hate to see it. Video game journalism getting blown up left, right, and center. But hopefully,
we got lots of influencers, so I think we're probably okay.
Yeah.
Influencers. Yeah. And
for unbiased journalism.
It does seem like at least Jeff Grubb, Mike Minotti, and some of the Giant Bomb folks are starting Patreons and doing their own thing. So that'll be good for as long as that can last, and hopefully that becomes sustainable. Because when you cultivate a following like Giant Bomb had, and Giant Bomb, like starting with the Jeff Gerstmann, Ryan Davis era, and then rebuilt with the Dan Reichert, Jeff Grubb, etc. era, like was already on its sort of second coming, and now that's done, and they have to all go independent. So
I don't even know what to say.
Game industry, like game journalism,
it's awful.
Not great. So, on the heels of that, should we talk about Xbox pricing going up?
It's just keep on coming.
Speaking of good news, right? Oof. So in the US, Microsoft is raising the price of Xbox hardware across the board, and this is for the rest of the world too, not just in the US. But what I'm showing here on the YouTube version are the US prices. So games are going to be $80 by the end of the year, apparently $79.99.
But those systems are going up by a lot, aren't they?
A lot.
They are. Yeah.
Like $80.
Well, no, I mean, look at the 2 terabyte Galaxy Special Edition. That's $130.
Oh my goodness,
$130 price increase.
I mean, that's the price of. Isn't that more than a PS5 Pro at this point?
It is more than a PS5 Pro at this point
until the US, PS5 Pro goes up.
Yeah.
And the PS5 Pro, remember a week or two ago, we talked about this in the news, I think, where it went up in other territories already.
Yeah, so
outside the US, the PlayStation's already increased its price. Hasn't happened in the US yet, but I would expect to see it.
I'm just going to say that a couple weeks ago when I was complaining about Nintendo putting their prices up, I said that this was what was coming and was accused of just being not interested in video games anymore. Really more interested in buying groceries at this point.
Yeah. Video games, it's an expensive hobby and always has been, but I think now this is a new level of
This is the new normal.
I
remember when console prices used to go down?
I do remember that.
In the good old days when you get like
The salad days.
like the PS2 Slim.
Or
when the NES
console
dropped
revisions.
to $50 or you know.
The prices would go down. Now you have an Xbox Series S, 512 gigabytes at $379.99. A Series S, $379.99. Yeah. Xbox Series X digital is now $550. Series X with disk drive $600. So that is the price of the PS5 Pro
PS5
right now. It's not great.
No.
It's not great.
No.
So, but
hey, at least there's no GTA 6 this year.
At least there's no GTA 6.
It's the most depressing. Did anyone die? Do we need to talk about anybody dying? Because I don't think after all this, I'm going to be able to deal with that too.
GTA 6, delayed into 2026. Now the release date is May 26th, 2026. So over a year delay. Not just missing 2025. We're in the middle of 2026 now for this game. And do you think it's because they want to wait until people get used to $80 games so that they can charge $100 for this?
I don't think that's why they want to do it, but I think that'll be a nice perk.
It'll be a nice perk, right? Because GTA 6 has got to be $100, right?
Oh, yeah. I think that's a given.
Yeah. Well, at least there'll be some edition of it that will be.
Yeah, but that's not
over 100.
See if I can get the focus back. That's not really the same thing, though. I mean, there's a big difference between selling at a like standard price and then selling the special editions. That we've had that for quite a while now.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. And that's not so bad.
Is it going to have the Super FX chip in it or something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One would wish.
Comes with a Voodoo 3DFX card.
Yeah, very short message
on their
That's a steal.
website. But apparently some reporting that has come out after this said that nobody at Rockstar actually thought it would come out in 2025. So
yeah, which seems pretty slimy, but whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so now I think we're done with the bad news.
Okay.
We can talk about the good news. So the Switch, Nintendo Switch, have you heard of it?
The first one?
The first one.
Yeah.
Well, there's a system software update that adds game share, your virtual game cards, and more. So if you have updated your Switch 1, you have no doubt noticed that the little icon bar on the bottom of the screen has changed. And the eShop's now red. I mean, whoa. Wow. What a departure.
It's probably like a 2 gigabyte update.
And we have the virtual game cards. Have you guys had a chance to update and play around with any of this stuff yet?
No. I have not played my Switch in quite a while.
I have not tinkered with any of the new things.
I updated, and then I updated my daughter's Switch, and I lent her Mom Hid My Game just to try it out.
Yeah.
And that worked out pretty well. The process seemed very simple. We had the Switches in close proximity, and I just lent the game to her and downloaded on her Switch. It was perfect. So I can foresee that.
In what, 2 weeks, it automatically comes back to yours?
In 2 weeks, it automatically comes back to me. Yeah.
So you can't play it now, right?
Early?
I cannot play it now. I can recall it early. Yes.
Okay. I see.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm down with that. And Game Share is now on the Switch 1. Of course, that's a Switch 2 feature that you can game share with Switch 1s. And this will be something that we'll see in Clubhouse games. And I believe Split Fiction uses it too.
That wouldn't surprise me because hasn't that company done stuff like that with their previous 2-player games. I want to say
I think so. I think so. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. The eShop, if you checked it out, it has a different icon color, and now the eShop is all red instead of orange. But getting ready for Switch 2 here. Less than a month away when this episode goes up.
Oh my goodness.
Very good stuff.
I wonder if I'll get to pre-order one.
Oh yeah, you haven't pre-ordered it yet.
No.
Well, on the 8th, which is this week, that's when the first batch of pre-orders from My Nintendo go out.
It's kind of where I've put all my eggs at this point. So
yeah, well, let's hope it works. So apparently Nintendo has also changed the way the eShop charts work in a way that they're people are hoping that this will reduce the number of AI slop games that get featured on the eShop heavily. So now the eShop will tell you the best-selling games over the past 48, or over the past 72 hours. So it used to be 48 hours. Now it's 72 hours. So hopefully that means people who put their games on sale for 99 cents now won't be able to game the chart and get up there.
So is it, why was that? Will that just mean that they'll need to leave their games cheaper for longer? Is that how that's going to
maybe
it? Like, I'm having trouble understanding how that is supposed to fix I'm sure it probably does, but I just don't understand how it works.
Yeah.
And clearly,
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Okay.
We'll have to see. I guess it's because the longer period, if a game is $50 or $80, then it'll make more revenue than a game that has been put on sale for 99 cents for 72 hours, is the thinking. Yeah. We'll have to see. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. But I like the idea that there's going to be less focus on some of the shovelware that is on the eShop, because that is, I mean, it's a problem across many digital storefronts, not just Nintendo, but
right.
When the eShop on Switch 1 was so hard to navigate and so hard to browse on the Switch 1 before, it just made it more prominent. Yeah. Greg, you love Balatro.
I do love Balatro.
Now people who have PS Plus can love Balatro, because Balatro, and I'm saying Balatro a lot, Balatro is one of the May monthly games for PlayStation Plus, available May 6th. If you have PS Plus Essential. Or is it? Yeah, it's Essential, Extra, or Premium. Whatever PS Plus you got, you'll be able to play Balatro, Ark Survival Ascended, and Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun, which I believe is like an old school shooter, FPS, like a sort of Doom style
like
throwback
clone?
Shooter. Yeah, it's a Doom clone.
Okay.
So you might actually want to play that too, Phil. I've heard decent things about Bolt Gun, so maybe you want to check that out.
Okay.
Yeah. But the big news, of course, Balatro. We got
awesome. Go play it.
an announcement that Arcade Archives 2 Ridge Racer, which was previously announced for the Nintendo Switch 2, now is also coming to PS5. And then there is a Arcade Archives version, No 2, for the PS4. So this is due out on June.
What's the difference?
What's the difference?
What's the difference?
Well, apparently the Arcade Archives 2 version has some features that won't be in the PS4 version. So you have, well, in this one anyway, time attack mode, some functionality. You have multiple save slots instead of just one, along with a rewind feature.
VRR support.
VRR support. I imagine that won't be on the Arcade Archives version. Yeah.
Well, that's confusing.
Just a little confusing.
But not surprising. I was shocked when they were originally making it seem like this was going to be a Switch 2 exclusive.
Yeah. Because the series Arcade Archives is it's on multiple platforms.
Generally, yeah. I mean, I think the Nintendo games that have come out have been Switch exclusive, but
yeah, that's true.
Which makes sense, but yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So
that means I don't need to buy it for Switch 2.
I guess that's true. Yeah, you don't want to play Ridge Racer handheld? I guess you could do it on the Portal.
I don't play my Switch handheld ever. So that's kind of what I was getting at, when we were first talking about the Switch 2 launch and the price and everything. Is I get it, but I can't help but feel like I'm paying extra for features I'm just not going to use, because I almost never play my Switch handheld. So, but whatever, it is what it is. The Switch is a handheld system, so
I'm 50-50 on it. I do play a lot handheld.
Yeah, I'm mostly docked.
Yeah. That makes sense. Well,
yeah.
Let's end our little news segment here with a little bit about Earthion. Phil, what is Earthion?
Well, first of all, it's Earthion.
Earthion. Is it really?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Great. This is a new video game.
What is it?
Who's making this? Oh, well, there we go.
It was on the screen. Yuzo Koshiro's behind this.
Yes, and someone else. Who's the other person who's behind it? I don't know.
You want me to rewind the trailer? That can't be rewound.
So it's a new Genesis game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new game for the Sega Genesis.
Makoto Wada.
Yes. And Yuzo Koshiro. And it is an old school side-scrolling shooter in the Thunder Force-ish, Gradius-ish vein.
Definitely reminds me of Thunder Force.
Yeah.
It looks so much like Thunder Force 4.
Yeah. It's definitely got the Thunder Force vibes going, and it looks beautiful.
It does look incredible.
It looks stunning. I am so excited for this.
Yeah.
And the music's really good, too. We're not playing the music, obviously.
We're not hearing the music, but it's Yuzo Koshiro. So,
yeah. It looks really good.
Love the look of it.
I'm very excited for this video game.
This is going to be available digitally, but also as a physical, right?
Yes. And are they doing an actual physical Genesis cart?
Yes. I'm not sure. I thought they were, but it's funny. I've assumed they were.
Right.
But now that you're asking, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But holy crap, it looks good.
Yeah, it really does.
That's it. It's got that 90s.
That's all I really have to say about it. It looks great.
It's got that kind of 90s anime
now.
Look to the cinematics. It's beautiful looking.
Yeah.
That's scientifically proven to be the best era of anime.
I mean, it's certainly up there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Definitely.
There you go. When does this come out? Did it say?
It says 2025 at the end of the trailer.
Yeah. That's this year.
Yeah. It is.
I mean, but up
GTA
until
6
last
moved.
week, GTA 6 was 2025. So,
well, GTA 6 moved because it is afraid
of Earthion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
As well it should be.
Hell yeah.
Damn right. Do you think Dave Halverson would be all over this?
I mean, look at how many scrolls this thing has.
Look at the scrolls.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Some Woody-inducing graphics right there.
That is Woody-inducing indeed.
I mean, between this and GTA 6, I know which one I'm more interested in. I may be in the minority, but
not on this podcast.
I know the one I'm certainly more enthused to play.
Yeah.
So
cool.
I'll probably finish Earthion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not GTA 6 though.
I mean, I can't imagine I would.
I've never finished a Grand Theft Auto game either.
No, neither have I.
All right. Let's get into what we've been playing. I'll go first. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I am venturing around with SK looking for his.
What's an SK?
It's like a big old marshmallow-looking French robot thing. Is it a robot? I don't even know.
I love that I love that it's a French robot. I love that you sort of.
Well, he has a French.
Beep beep. How you say boop boop?
Has a French accent, so I can only.
Is it like Baymax?
Yes, like a Baymax style character.
Okay,
and we're looking for his stone that will allow us to sail across the sea, because you want stones for that, I guess.
Yeah.
Not sure how, why, but I just got done with the gestural village and the little.
You're way ahead of me.
Couple fights you do there. Really? I did not think I would be that far ahead of you, because I did not really play that far past where I was last week.
I still only have one party member. Like, I shouldn't say that. I have 2 total, but I've only found one extra party member.
Oh, okay.
Luna
I have 4.
Is the only one. Lune is the only one I have. So
Lune.
Outside of the main character. So
okay, I have 4 now.
Yeah, so you're way ahead of me.
And to answer Super Cambot in the chat, I am playing with English audio because the English voice actors are great.
Because CJ doesn't want to read, man. Reading's for squares.
Well, here's the secret. I end up reading anyway because I have the subtitles on.
Me too.
And in large font, so I end up reading it.
Large font. It's the screen is mostly subtitle on CJ's TV.
The screen is no, actually, because the large font in Clair Obscur actually isn't that large.
Oh, really?
It's still hard to read for me. Yeah, I've got old eyes.
I saw somebody.
Petite.
I saw somebody post this. I think it was on Blue Sky, and I never thought about it, but it makes perfect sense. So the levels in Clair Obscur are pretty linear.
Yeah.
I mean, the areas that you're going.
They have different, the areas you're in, and they have like different branches and stuff like that. But you're never really going too far off the main path.
Wait until you get to some of the other areas.
Okay, but
Greg, you don't even know yet.
Anyway,
there's plenty of variance.
The point that I was going to make in this, the point that this post made, is that they were actually glad that there's no mini map in this game.
Yeah.
Because they were saying that in games where they have a mini map, and again, this might just be a very early thing, that they tend to just be looking at that all the time. Yeah. And boy, the visuals in Clair Obscur are so nice. They were just saying how it's nice that, I'm not looking at this little mini map all the time. I'm just looking at my surroundings and sort of taking it all in. And yeah, the visuals in that game are freaking gorgeous. What I played so far this week, I fought my first mime.
Oh, all right.
That was difficult. I've started.
Did you have to look up what to do?
No.
Okay. Well, you're playing on what difficulty again? Well, I was playing on the default difficulty when I.
So, what did you have to look up? Like, I'm curious. What was the thing you looked up that helped you?
Well, I just did a quick search, like how to beat mimes in Expedition 33, not
I was going to say in general.
And they said you have to use special attacks to like increase the meter that will break the enemy. Or
so I didn't look that up, but I guess I just got lucky in that.
Or you kept using special attacks and broke.
Yeah, well, I mean, so my first attack with Lune was a fire attack. So I ended up inflicting burn on the mime.
Quite important,
which helped a lot. And then what's the main character's name?
Gustav.
So Gustav has his overcharge attack, and I used that a couple times, and that broke him. That broke the mime, and that. But the other thing that was really helping over this past play session was I started to get the timing down for the parrying. And boy, is that a difference maker. Holy crap.
What was great, so when I moved I changed the difficulty. I started on the default, and I was like, you know what? I just want to enjoy this game. I had lost a few fights, and I was like, I'm done doing that. I don't want to have to grind. I'll just put the difficulty down to story. And they increase the parry and dodge window when you do that quite a bit.
I didn't know that, but I assume it because I've started to get good at it.
So I was like, all right, I'll do that. I'm still not great at it, especially when I face an enemy I haven't seen before.
Well,
but, after a few attacks,
the animation.
Yeah, I haven't seen the animation.
I was getting to the point where I was getting into fights with like usually a group of 3 enemies, and very frequently, like 2 of them would attack me immediately.
Yeah,
when the fight started.
You're not doing the first strike thing. The right bumper.
Is that what you use? I knew there was one. It's been so long since I played it. I'd forgotten which button that was. Okay. So anyway, no.
Yeah. So right bumper kind of like charges into them, and as long as you hit them first, it's a first strike, and hit first. There's also a Picto that you can get that gives you first strike all the time.
Nice. No, but for me, because they would always attack me first, but I'd gotten decent at the parrying, I would take them both out immediately.
Oh, great!
Like with a well-timed parry, it would just kill them.
Yes.
So I was still only fighting one enemy most of the time. But yeah,
very nice.
Very cool. And I fought, I think, like the first really big boss that you come across.
All I
remember is a scene where I think you get into an area where it's all really blue. It's really bright blue everywhere.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Where I think it's the chroma is being drained or something like that. But at one point you see a member of your expedition run across a field, and then like a vine just shoots out and kills him. Yes. And then you fight this boss. That's the boss I just fought.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you're definitely further back than me.
Yeah, I think we established that.
But we did. But there's some really, really good stuff coming up. I love how the story is told.
The whole game's been really good stuff so far.
I know. There's an overworld, and you can bring up a map in the overworld
that tells you now
exactly where you need to go, which is fantastic.
Yeah, that's I did get into that overworld.
That's good. Yeah. And the areas that you go in that aren't the overworld, it can be you can lose your way pretty easily. Let's say when you have to get to the point where you're finding the gestural village.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole, like, the village is hidden, so it's almost like the Lost Woods in a way. There's a lot of like backtracking and wandering around that you're going to do to find the village, and you kind of have to rely on details in the background to determine the right path, which is kind of nice, kind of cool. And the gestural village is really cool. I've been just talking to the NPCs in the game a lot, because oftentimes you won't know who it is you're supposed to talk to, and this does not have like some of the more modern RPG things where they put like an icon over the person you're supposed to talk to next. So I've just been talking with everybody, and everything's voice acted for the most part in villages. So that has been quite nice as well. I am really enjoying it. The story is getting really interesting. There have been a couple of times where the cinematics play. There's another thing you can do when you're in the overworld. You can set up a camp.
Yeah, I've done that once.
So there you can.
I got to the first camp. Like, it's the first time it happens. I think it's automatic, right?
It might be automatic. Yeah, there's a tutorial about it, and you probably have to do it. But as you go on, you can make camp anytime in the overworld that you want and revive your party and refresh any of the health items, or adjust any of the sort of weapon powers or attributes that you want to adjust. And then there are cinematics that play only in camp. So I did this earlier today. I accidentally hit the button to go into the camp, and I played a cinematic before I actually got to the camp. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm kind of glad that I did that because now I saw this cool story point. And you meet SK, which is like a big Baymax type character with a French accent. And French robot. And then you can ride on SK in the overworld, and SK, since he is so large and powerful, he is able to like destroy rocks that were in paths that you couldn't get to before, or you can't get to if you're just the party. So there are items and shops and things that can be found like past those areas you couldn't get to before, which is kind of nice. Yeah, I'm loving it. The music, again, absolutely fantastic. The OST is great.
Yeah.
Available on streaming services, and you should absolutely listen to it. Phil, did you start Expedition 33 at all? Did you because I know you were kind of interested in it from all of our talk.
But I do intend to.
Yeah.
I would be, if you plan on playing the game, I'd be careful listening to the OST first. Just because
there's some emotional moments that are really accentuated by the OST that you would have spoiled for you.
There's a lot of lyrics.
Well, I did
in this soundtrack.
I did listen to
Here we go.
I guess it's the song that plays over the end credits, where it's a rap that goes through the events of the game and kind of gives you like a plot summary. So
but it's all in French.
A lot of those, But I've been doing a Duolingo for rap music, and so I understood everything.
Does Duolingo for rap music have a "you rapping cool" rating that you can get?
Only if you're very good, which I'm good. I'm rapping,
and then you can
good.
Just jam on the buttons.
Well, see, that's just gonna mess you up. Then you start getting the kind of stuff going.
Yeah.
Anyway, but, that's what I would be worried about, is that possibly track names or something could spoil something, but
that's possible. A lot of the tracks it's like it shows the area name where you would hear that song first, and then is at least on the first disc, first and second disc, a lot of location based stuff. So I'm not sure. I haven't scrolled through to see what's on disc 3 and 4. There are a lot of like extra. Not yet. A lot of extra tracks on disc 4. Like they have music box versions of the main theme, the character themes in the game, which are super beautiful and great. But anyway, it's a great game. I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the linear style, although now that I have SK and the map has opened up a bit more, I could probably just go around to more areas.
That's like 20 hours into Final Fantasy 13 when it gets good.
But it happened within like the first 4 hours of the game.
I'm just kidding, because that was such a ridiculous statement that we kept hearing.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a great game. I'm loving it.
Yes. Agreed.
And that's all I've been playing. So, Greg.
Well, other than that, I've been playing some more South of Midnight.
Yeah.
I'm still really digging that a lot. I'm now actually, when I stopped today, I had to stop because I had to run out the door to get my son to a lacrosse game. But I was fighting a boss. I don't want to say, because Phil, I know you're playing this game. I mean, it's pretty obvious that this thing is, you're going to fight this thing eventually, but and I think it was in the trailers. It's the giant alligator. Two-Toed Tom is the alligator's name.
So you're telling me that a video game set in the bayou is going to have some sort of battle against an alligator?
I am now.
Oh boy. Well,
spoilers.
I couldn't have predicted that. So,
anyway, so that's where I've gotten to so far. The boss fight, I like it a lot, but I didn't finish it because I had to turn the game off. One of the things that I love, and I think it's interesting, we've said this before, like we were just talking about the soundtrack for Clair Obscur, and of course South of Midnight came out right around the same time. And I think that game is doing a lot of really interesting things with its soundtrack as well. Both really heavily lyrical tracks.
Yes.
Although with South of Midnight, they're literally singing the story. Anytime you hear lyrics, they're literally singing what just happened or what's about to happen.
Now, you see, that, Greg, is what I was talking about when I was saying, like, oh, there's something kind of neat happens in the game.
Yeah.
When it when that kicks in.
But the other thing that the game does that I didn't realize it was doing right away, and I didn't realize it really until I was in a more quiet area and had sort of unlocked. Well, I think I've unlocked all of her weaving abilities now, like the push and the being able to glide and being able to basically zip line to certain points in the map. I don't know if you've noticed it or not, Phil, but almost every one of those powers is accompanied by a little bit of a voice, like a little bit of chanting or singing. Which, again, when you're in an area where there's a lot of noise or if there's a musical track playing, you don't really hear it. But when you get into a quiet area, you start to pick it up. And it's really nice. It really punctuates everything well. And it just kind of like, again, it gives the magic in the game like a bit of a lyrical quality, which really works. It reminds me a lot, too. I don't know why, but I don't know if either of you have watched Yellow Jackets.
Yes.
So, okay. Yellow
Season
Jackets.
1 anyway.
Yeah. So CJ, you've probably, if you noticed, but they do that a lot when something really weird is about to happen in Yellow Jackets. You start hearing a lot of singing in the background, chanting and stuff like that. And it really reminds me of that. Not for the same reasons. Like it's because this isn't like, quite as gory as Yellow Jackets, but yeah, that's what it reminds me of. So still really digging it. I'm enjoying just picking it up and playing it for like an hour here and there, and moving the story forward and fighting new enemies and stuff. I love it. I'm really, really enjoying it. And then my son is doing something downstairs. It's making noise. The other game I'm playing still is Silent Hill 2, and I mentioned last week that I feel like it's starting to overstay its welcome, and I'm still kind of feeling that way, but I did manage to get to what I know now is the final area in the game. So I'm enjoying that because I'm feeling like the end is in sight. So that's good. But yeah, that's really it. That's all I've been playing this week.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna yell at my son now.
Okay, go do that. Phil?
Yes.
What you been playing?
Well, the reason I haven't been playing South of Midnight or starting up Expedition 33 is because I have been focusing everything I have towards Dave the Diver, as I have been doing. And guess what? I did it. I finished the game.
You finished Dave the Diver.
I completed Dave the Diver. I completed the Godzilla DLC. I completed the Ichiban's Holiday DLC. Excellent. Got it all done. I was delighted. Are you going to play this at all?
I want to. But if you want to go ahead and have some spoiler talk, that's okay too.
Because there's spoilery talk.
That's fine.
You want spoilery talk? Okay.
First of all, I honestly don't know when I'm going to get to it. Just because so many freaking games are out now.
Fair enough.
I'll forget it by the time I actually go back to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if anyone is curious about it, because it's $7, I believe.
Yeah.
If you are a Like a Dragon and very specifically an Ichiban fan, you will get a kick out of this DLC. It's not terribly long.
Yeah.
It is it's more substantial than the Godzilla DLC, which was free.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the Godzilla,
that's good.
Yeah, the Godzilla DLC was free, but pretty short. You know, the actual Godzilla quest was very, very short, and then once you finish the main Godzilla quest, you unlock a skin for your boat, a Godzilla themed skin. You also open up a little side quest where you have to go collect these little Godzilla figures that are scattered all over the ocean. And when you collect all those, which I did today,
naturally,
you are rewarded with a big Godzilla statue to put in your restaurant.
That's awesome.
Which is pretty outstanding. The Ichiban DLC, definitely more substantial. You meet up Ichiban and the bartender from the Survive Bar. I believe it's the Survive Bar. Yeah, it is. Yeah, because it's the Japan bar. Show up at your restaurant, and you get to go on a little dive with Ichiban, where you actually play as Ichiban, where you infiltrate the headquarters of there is a I'm guessing you haven't gotten to this part in the story, CJ, but there is like an eco-terrorist group that shows up in the game.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're bad guys. They're killing dolphins.
Okay.
So they're evil.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes, I have gotten to that part in the game.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So you infiltrate their headquarters with Ichiban, and then you get a side-scrolling kind of Streets of Rage style beat 'em up, where you play through.
Yeah, it looks very similar to like Streets of Rage 2.
Yes. It does not play as well as Streets of Rage 2.
Well, I'm not shocked by that.
But it, and I mean it's not terribly long. It's just like a couple, scrolling screens you go through. And here's where spoilers come into play. Okay. So if you are interested in this, maybe pass this by. But when you get to the end and you're fighting and it looks like you're about to lose, all of a sudden, zoom off from the side of the screen, a knife comes in.
Yeah.
Hits the bad guy. Majima shows up.
Shit. That's great.
Majima shows up and you get to play as Majima.
Oh, that's awesome.
And beat up the bad guys. That's cool. You save the day. And then after that, you also you get another little quest where the bartender wants a specific dish prepared. So you have to gather the ingredients. If you create the perfect dish for him, you are rewarded with you get a little cell phone charm for your in-game cell phone.
Love that.
Of Ono, the little orange headed mascot.
Okay.
From the Yakuza games, you know who I'm talking about.
I think so.
The mascot character that Ichiban dresses up as with the giant orange for a head.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You get a couple 3 skins for your boat that are based on all the back tattoos of all the characters.
Very nice.
And you celebrate by playing you get to do some karaoke.
Ah, perfect.
And it's just like the Like a Dragon karaoke
mini game in Like a Dragon.
Yep. It's nice. It's that exact mini game. You're singing one of the songs from the Like a Dragon game.
Cool.
And it is outstanding, and it made me so happy. And once you cleared all the beat 'em up game and the karaoke end up on your little cell phone, so you can replay those at any time.
Perfect.
Yep. And
there's more.
You unlock a new drink method for your restaurant. You can prepare shaken cocktails, which is another another source of income for your restaurant.
Excellent.
And It unlocks, how you hire characters to work at your restaurant.
Yes.
You can hire some of the secondary characters from the Like a Dragon series.
Excellent.
And it's amazing. So I cleared all that, and I am very, very happy. So
awesome.
Yeah, good stuff.
And then you finished the game itself,
and I finished the game. I actually finished the game. I actually rolled credits before I finished all the Ichiban stuff.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Because once you roll credits, you can continue playing, and actually, like, more stuff happens.
Oh,
There's,
that's
like,
cool. Okay.
Other plot stuff, and you can continue just growing your restaurant. And you do get towards the end of the game you open up a second restaurant that is all staffed by NPCs that you hire.
Okay.
And so you're just generating more money and expanding your farming fields and your fish growing farm.
Cool.
But I didn't
it's lovely.
What is the what's the other DLC that came out? That the other
Dredge, thank you.
Yes, I haven't really done anything with the Dredge DLC bits yet.
Okay.
So I may.
Dredge is a great game by itself, by the way.
Everyone says that. I've not played it.
I think it is on PS Plus or Game Pass. It's available to play at somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also got. I don't think there's another DLC that was available for Dave the Diver. I don't think it's available anymore because they do like to have those kind of limited time DLC.
Yeah.
But you know what else is in this game?
What?
Greg's 2024 Game of the Year.
Balatro.
It's in the game?
Well, at some point, if you have this DLC, at some point in the narrative of the story, there's a village of sea people, merfolk, and at one point there's a gambling house in this underwater village that you can go to and play some games. And at one point the proprietor finds a magic book underwater, and it teaches him this exciting new game that you play with poker hands and playing cards. And it is just like you go
Balatro.
to the village, and he's like, "Oh, let me teach you this new game," and it just brings up the training mode from Balatro, and you play through the training tutorial from Balatro, and then all of a sudden, a dozen characters around the village want to play Balatro with you, so you can swim over and play a round of Balatro and hopefully defeat them, and you earn money for doing it. So
cool.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yep. And I've done a little bit of that. But yeah, I completed the game. I rolled credits, finished Godzilla, finished Ichiban, which is obviously the bits I was interested in.
Yes.
And now that is out of the way, I can
start
decide where I want to put my focus to next. And then, it's South of Midnight. It's Expedition 33. I'm kind of torn. I've already started South of Midnight. Do I continue that? Do I try and?
I think South of Midnight's pretty short too.
I think it's short too. Yeah.
So I mean, you can probably tear through it.
How long? We looked this up last time. How long is?
8 hours, I think, maybe 10 hours. South of Midnight.
Really? Is it that short?
I thought I read that. I'm going to go look it up now. 10 to 12 hours.
How long to beat South of Midnight?
10 to 12 hours.
10 to 12 hours. A third as long as it took me to beat Dave the Diver.
There you go. Unexpected.
I haven't looked at my final time of Dave the Diver, but it's probably hovering around 35 hours at this point. But So maybe I do just fly through South of Midnight before I dive into
That's probably a good idea.
Expedition.
Probably a good idea.
But there's a lot of games out.
And it's not slowing down.
No, it's really not.
A lot of games.
Luckily, it's a lot more expensive now. So
suddenly, the rest of this year might be more expensive. Yeah,
that is true.
Yeah. All right.
But anyway, that is what I have been playing.
All right, I guess it's time to go see what's happening in the blue skies.
I wanna fly sky high. Let's go together.
All right, let's do this one from hacker alias Mr. Sean H, who says, I know you guys are into mechs, Transformers, and Kaiju, but are y'all fans of Gundam? Just curious, as I've recently fallen down a rabbit hole of watching all the original series and offshoots from the 80s and 90s. Shame that outside of Super Robot Wars, we've not really gotten any great Gundam games.
I know nothing about Gundam, or very little about Gundam.
I want to.
Yeah.
But I find it's such a daunting amount of content that it kind of just like I do this with a lot of things. Like if I get into it, I'm going to want to watch it. I'm going to want to see as much as I can of it. And I just look at it and be like, oh my God, like, I don't even know what to look at. I don't know. I'd like to, but I think I would just, my anxiety would go through the roof because I'd want to experience all of it. And all of it now is like a ridiculous amount of content. So no, I haven't.
I've played the Dynasty Warrior Gundam games. So whatever storyline I was able to pick up off of that. I did years ago when I was kind of first getting into anime, and this was, early to mid 90s, watch a fan sub version of 0080 War in the Pocket,
which I've heard is supposed to be very good. That's like the one to watch.
Yeah, which I loved. I thought it was outstanding. It's short. It's like maybe half a dozen episodes.
Yeah,
which was why I was able to kind of sit down and watch it all.
Sure.
And yeah, it was great. Certainly, and I, like Greg, I've wanted to get into it more, but oh my gosh, there's so much of it.
Yeah.
Although I did go see the new series G-Quacks. They did I think Fathom event where they showed like the first 3 episodes of that in theaters.
Oh, cool.
I went to see that with a friend of mine, and I could kind of follow what was going on in it. The first episode of it was very much this is fan service for longtime Gundam fans. And it was very clearly that. So I was like, I kind of know, like, I kind of know who Char is. I know he counterattacks at some point. But it was, my friend who is a big Gundam fan, he really liked it. So
cool.
That's a positive note. But there's just so much.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same position as you both are, where it's like I feel like I should at least watch some of it, and it's so prolific. It's just like, I should like this, but I don't know where to start with it, and the stuff that I have seen hasn't really like clicked with me much. So, but a lot of people in the US got to know it through Gundam Wing, which was on Toonami.
Yeah. Right.
On Cartoon Network. And I think even Overwatch is doing a Gundam Wing event right now.
Yeah, they are.
An anniversary event.
Yeah.
But I just never gotten into just Gundam in general. the model building, which is probably a good thing. Or
a friend of mine's really into the model building,
stuff.
and he posts stuff on Facebook all the time. And I mean, they look so cool.
Oh
yeah,
so cool.
Absolutely,
yes,
yeah. But
the last thing I need is
I like the little Haros, the little spherical robots that fly around that you can talk to and whatnot. But that's about my knowledge of Gundam. All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias Deeb, who says, "What's the story behind the theme song for the podcast? It certainly sounds like a Genesis game. But was it a piece composed specifically for the show?" So early on, we used the thing that Phil is humming.
Does that technically count as humming?
I'm gonna call that anything musical.
Beatboxing. Scatting. That one was like a free loop that Apple provided.
That we also heard in porn.
Well, yeah, that loop, and then like the ending.
Greg says that he heard it.
No, it was CJ who discovered it in porn, I think. But
I didn't discover it in porn.
Pretty sure it was CJ.
No.
Also remember hearing it in a commercial for something.
Oh, really?
Commercials definitely.
Probably for
porn. I don't think so. And the outro music that we still use today is called Curtain Call, and that is also a free loop, and that is used in like sleep medication commercials and things like that.
How fitting.
I know, right?
Yeah. Oh my God.
So you might hear that. It's a free loop, so that's why we use it.
Right.
But the theme song that we have now was composed by Chuck Rios, who's a listener, who was a listener. I don't know if he still is. Around 2010 is when we switched to our theme song, and then we switched again in 2014. And I think we're still using the 2010 version now. I think maybe.
Are we?
But yeah, so he composed it, and originally we had like a contest.
Oh, right.
Like, okay, any listeners with musical abilities, can you compose a theme? And then gave them like PSN store credit for doing the theme. So yeah, Chuck Rios, who is Thoraxes on Blue Sky and SoundCloud, is the person who did our theme.
Oh, nice.
I'll link to it in the show notes. All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias Jet Set Rez, who says, "Which Switch 2 exclusive are you guys most looking forward to trying this year?" And for Greg, which Switch 2 exclusive are you most looking forward to hearing Phil and CJ talk about this year? Also, to throw Greg a bone, please count Yakuza 0 Director's Cut for the purposes of this question.
It's a lot going on there.
We'll be talking about Yakuza 0 Director's Cut.
Oh, probably.
That's a definite.
I mean,
Switch
Mario
2
Kart.
exclusives.
Mario Kart.
Definitely Mario Kart.
Yeah.
But also...
I'm most looking forward to Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong looks great.
Donkey Kong does look great.
Yeah.
I'm curious about Kirby Air Riders. Curious about it. And I'm looking forward to, obviously, Pokemon Z to A. I mean, why isn't everybody looking forward to that game, right? We'll be playing that later. But Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong, for sure. But I'll probably end up with everything.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Nintendo made first party exclusives.
Yeah, and that's kind of goes without saying.
Will Sega release Yakuza Kiwami Director's Cut after Yakuza 0 Director's Cut? Who knows? But I'll probably play that too.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias Botonian. What is your favorite 2D and or 3D non-Mario, Sonic, or Astrobot platformer? Also, Greg should look up how to get the other endings in Silent Hill 2 Remake and the endings themselves. The criteria to get is important to the ending.
I was given a hint about that. The only hint I was given was to keep checking So your character has a picture of his dead wife and a letter from his dead wife that I was told to just make sure I looked at every now and then, which I've done. And the letter has actually gone blank, which is apparently a good thing. So I don't know. I think I'm on the track to the good ending. So we'll see.
Okay. Platformers.
So read me that laundry list of qualifications.
Can't be Mario, Sonic, or Astrobot.
No Mario, Sonic, or Astrobot. So for me, I'm saying Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, that's the first one that popped in mind.
Okay, yeah.
Probably Rift Apart, the newest one, I think is my favorite of all of those.
It's a real good one.
It's a real good one.
But I mean, there have been plenty of great ones over the years. I really loved me some Castle of Illusion back in the day.
Sure. Quackshot.
Lots of Disney stuff. DuckTales.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Mega Man.
I mean, are we counting Mega Man as a platformer?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Mega
right?
Man's a platformer.
The other one that came to mind for me was actually Guacamelee. I mean, that's really more a Metroid game, but it's still platformer.
It is.
I mean, if we're counting Mega Man, then Mega Man 2 is my favorite. But yeah, I mean, the definition of platformer gets a little fuzzy because if we're counting like Guacamelee, are we counting Rogue Legacy?
Oh,
I mean,
I think
you want.
Yeah.
Well, if I were going to do what we want, then I'm going to say Yoshi's Island. Because you know what? There's people out there
a Mario game.
That's not a Mario game.
Oh. But it's got Baby Mario.
I mean, I'm not one of those people, but there are people who do. So
yeah,
I think I found me a loophole.
There you go. All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias Swim Odin, who says, do you ever play your Steam Deck docked, or is it used exclusively handheld? Also, what would you want out of a Steam Deck 2?
I played Steam Deck
docked is fun to say.
Steam Deck docked.
Yeah.
I've played it docked.
Have you? I have not played mine docked yet.
I do play it docked, but I find that when I connect an Xbox controller to it, then when I want to play it in handheld again, it messes up and I have to reboot I have to reboot my Steam Deck. Otherwise, it doesn't recognize the controls of
doesn't have the seamless experience of the Switch where you just take it out of the dock and it just works.
No, it doesn't. Even with the controller not connected and not anywhere near the Steam Deck, it just won't register the controls unless I reboot the whole thing. So that'll fun.
Do it.
Yeah. But I do play it docked, and it's nice. And not as easy an experience as the Switch, which would be something I would want for Steam Deck 2.
Yeah.
If that could happen, I'd be all about that. I'd want the screen to be larger as well. The screen on the OLED is real nice, but I always want a larger screen if I can get it, because I don't know if I already set my eyes. It's old. So I got the old eyes. Need a big screen. So that would be something. And I mean, I guess better specs to run games, but then on my Steam Deck, I have GeForce Now on there as well. And it's real easy to connect your Steam library to that and play games on GeForce Now on the Steam Deck, and they look great. So, yeah. That's my answer. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias GTorg GTFO, who says, I hear so much about how great DS9 is on the Star Trek Minute, but I've never heard you guys mention Babylon 5. I assume this must be some kind of oversight. Have you guys not watched it? Because it's a bit of a must-see if you like Trek of that era.
I watched Babylon 5 when it was a thing.
When it was new?
Yeah. I wasn't like a hardcore fan. I don't believe I watched the whole series, but I was watching it. I enjoyed it. It was fun sci-fi, but
I've yet to watch Babylon 5.
Yeah,
I haven't watched any of Babylon 5 either. My brother was super into it though.
Yeah.
At the time, so never watched any of it. Yeah,
never watched that. I never watched Farscape.
Me neither. No.
Yeah,
heard good
That's
things
the one with
about
all
that.
the Muppets in it.
Yeah,
I mean, not like the Muppet.
Wasn't John Davison into that show? I thought he was. There was some sci-fi show he was really into for a while. I don't know why that popped up in my head, but yeah, I think it might have been that, but I don't know.
I don't know.
I did watch the new Battlestar Galactica.
I've never seen that show.
Me neither.
New Battlestar Galactica was fantastic until about halfway through the final season, and then it turned terrible.
I remember watching the old Battlestar Galactica when I was a kid.
Oh, hell yeah.
See, I didn't watch the old Battlestar Galactica as a kid.
I don't have very strong memories of it, but although I do remember really liking the like the fighter craft. I remember having toys of that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. What about Buck Rogers?
I did watch a bit of Buck Rogers.
Beady. It's great. Great.
Yeah, I remember watching Buck Rogers.
What's that robot's name? Beady.
I don't know.
I used to know.
Seriously?
I used to know.
You guys
I can't think of it right now. I can't.
That was the memorable part about him.
His name is Tweaky.
What was it? Tweaky? Okay.
Come on.
I'll take your word for it. Since we're already in the Star Trek Minute, we'll do this one from hacker alias Brandiggs, who says, Star Trek Minute recommendation, CJ, as you move through season 3 of DS9, you should watch the Voyager pilot. It is excellent and kicks off from that DS9 story arc. Voyager is not as good as TNG or DS9, but those are high bars, and having recently finished a watch through, it is underrated. I've never seen any Voyager, and I will keep this suggestion in mind.
I recently watched Voyager for the first time.
Yeah?
I mean, this was several months ago at this point, because we watched all of Voyager and then we watched all of Enterprise.
Yeah.
Voyager is definitely significantly weaker than DS9 and TNG.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of Star Wars shows, or not Star Wars shows, but Star Trek shows start off a little weak. It takes a season or two to kind of.
I mean, a lot of TV shows are that way.
It's bearing, but that's just TV shows. You know what? I on the whole, I ended up enjoying Voyager. It's usually like kind of mid-tier. TNG is about the baseline level.
Okay.
Which is like, it's not bad.
No.
It's middling TNG.
Sure.
But as it goes on, there are some really good episodes. And Jerry Ryan, who plays Seven of Nine, she is fantastic. Like once she shows up on the show, like basically any episode that kind of focuses on her or the Doctor, who is played by the incredible Robert Picardo. Just forget it. Those two are like the best parts of that show.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So
since we're in Star Trek Minute,
it ain't no DS9. Continue
to talk about DS9.
Yes.
So my daughter wanted to skip ahead.
Yeah. You told me this, and I'm very disappointed in both of you.
Yeah, she read online. She's been looking at story spoilers online. I'm like, that is not the way.
Oh, what?
Don't look at spoilers. Don't.
Gross.
She said there's an episode in season 5 where they go into the Tribbles episode of the original series, and we need to watch this now. So,
well,
I was like,
yes,
okay.
That's true, but no, you should have saved it until season 5.
Should have saved it. We'll watch it again, I'm sure, when we get to season 5.
Good. I mean, it's a good episode.
It is a great episode. It is a standalone-ish episode. I mean, they refer to things that happen later.
Right.
A little bit, but but it was great. I loved that episode. I thought it was so well done.
Yeah.
Especially for a show that's like mid-90s television special effects. I thought everything that they did was like really nicely done.
Yeah. Because they go into functionally it's the old TOS Tribble episode.
Yes.
But with them kind of spliced into it.
Spliced into it in specific scenes or And it was really fantastic. A great episode of the show. And I was glad that we watched it. And then we watched and we went back to season 2 and then watched the episode where it was one of the worst rated DS9 episodes according to fans. And it's like, okay, we went off this high watching the Tribbles episode to what has been rated by fans as like one of the 10 worst episodes.
Which one was it?
It was the one with where Cisco sees this woman who keeps disappearing, and it turns out that she's like an energy projection from the wife of this scientist who's visiting the station, and it's not memorable at all.
Right.
It is like the least memorable episode.
Yeah.
A whole lot of nothing happens during it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, like we went from this great episode to the worst.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, it is going to happen with any show. But I'm still enjoying DS9, and so is my daughter. We also got this Star Trek The Next Generation Cats book. I don't know if you've seen this. Hold on.
What?
I don't know.
I'm going to reach over and get this. Yeah, it's Star Trek The Next Generation Cats.
Oh, it's cats dressed up as...
Oh, I thought it was cats that were featured in The Next Generation or something.
No, it is.
That's just Data's cat.
Not that this makes more sense, but it
isn't even cats, real cats dressed up as characters. No, it's just drawn. Well, I guess it is.
What?
It's sort of like stylized. They're not quite drawings, not quite pictures of various crew members of the the Enterprise D. Yeah. All of the characters. I don't know if you can see it. There's a Picard cat.
It's manipulated photos of cats.
Yes.
That have been photoshopped into TNG uniforms.
Yeah, TNG uniforms, and then stills from the show with them kind of acting out.
There's a cat dressed as Data who is dressed as Sherlock Holmes.
That's right. Yeah.
So you got 2 levels to that one.
A friend of hers had this book and let her borrow it and showed it to me. And I was like, we need our own copy of that.
Oh my God.
Just for fun.
That's awesome.
There's also there's an original series. There's a TOS version of the Cats.
Right.
Every time you tell a story about the stuff you and your daughter do together, I feel so good. It's just, you guys are so adorable together.
We are having so much fun watching Star Trek and being nerds.
It's good.
It's so awesome.
It's great.
Oh my goodness. Meanwhile, I am watching with my kid. He wanted to watch Invincible.
Oh, wait, what? Is that appropriate?
That doesn't seem age appropriate at all.
It's pretty violent.
It's pretty violent.
It's pretty violent.
Yeah.
He's an edgy 13-year-old.
Have you now eclipsed where I am with watching?
You know what?
I
I would argue that that Invincible is no worse than stuff I was watching at 13. And I was sneaking around behind my parents' back to watch violent
content. The Evil Dead movies.
Yeah, R-rated movies and that sort of thing. And certainly Finn has mentioned he has at least one friend who is watching Invincible behind their parents' back.
Oh, yeah.
And I am
rather have that not behind your back, right?
And he, and
be comfortable watching it with your permission, or
he was he wanted to watch it. Asked if I wanted to watch it. I said, you know what? Sure. I haven't seen it. I've heard it's pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll watch it if you want. And we watched like the first 3 episodes, I think, so far. And he loves it. He absolutely thinks it's the best thing he's seen, because why wouldn't you? You're a 13-year-old boy, and superheroes smashing each other's heads and kicking people through the chest is going to be awesome. It's Mortal Kombat crap,
It's Fist of the North Star.
Yeah. So, You know what? It's fine. And like I said,
it's fine.
He doesn't feel like he has to sneak around behind our backs to do it. And he mentioned to his friend, who is, sneakily watching it. I think I'm going to watch it with my mom and dad. And his friend was a bit shocked,
horrified.
Your parents would want to watch Invincible? And it's like, I mean, you've met my parents. You know what a nerd my dad is, for crying out. Yes, he wants to watch a hyper violent superhero cartoon. Why wouldn't he?
Yes.
He's a 50-year-old man, for crying out loud. What 50-year-old man doesn't want to watch hyper violent superhero cartoons?
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1 Podcast on the Blue Skies. Or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com, where you will find our contact information. You'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Seward. You will also find Generation 16 episodes there, and show notes and links to all the things that we talked about during this episode, and a link to our Discord server where we can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening app. We're also on Spotify. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch video archives of our show on the youtubes.com/P1 Podcast, or you can watch us live most weeks on the YouTubes, the Facebooks, the Twitch.televisions. Follow our Blue Sky account to find out when we are doing our next live show. Typically, it is Sunday evenings at 5:30 specific time, so join us, won't you? And I'll tell you what, if you like what you've heard, and how could you, head over to patreon.com/P1 Podcast. CJ has gotten a little too into Star Trek. He is now purchasing cats and purchasing specially made cosplay outfits for all of them, and hiring professional photographers to capture these magical moments, recreating all of his favorite Star Trek scenes in feline form.
It's crazy.
It's nuts, but it's an obsession now. He loves it. And the only way he can sustain this hobby is through your Patreon support.
Right.
And maybe we'll get Greg into Gunpla. Who knows?
Not likely.
But we'll probably
do I want to look that up?
What's that?
Do I want to look that up?
That's Gundam modeling.
Yeah, that's the term for building Gundam models.
Yep.
It's perfectly innocent, Greg.
Okay.
We use your funds for, keeping the podcast going.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, friendos, if you are a Patreon supporter of the $5 tier,
cheap,
you gain special weekly access to a bonus episode. We record it right after this, where we play games, crack wise, having fun doing all that stuff we can't do on the regular show. CJ.
Yeah.
Do we have a game this week?
Phil, we do have a game this week. It is another EGM review quiz.
Oh.
This time, the May 2000 issue.
May 2000.
EGM. Yeah.
May 2000. Okay.
May 2000.
Okay.
So set those time circuits back.
The turn of the century.
25 years ago.
Unless you're one of those weirdos who says it's not the turn of the century until 2001.
Right.
Which may be correct to the brain, but not correct to the heart.
There you go.
Well, we look forward to that, CJ. And I'll tell you what, if you have a couple bucks left over, why don't you go to patreon.com/Greg Seward to help support Greg's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite runner-up, home of the hottest new shooters out there, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Phil. And if you are a supporter of the $3 variety,
all so cheap.
Thank you, Satan. You get early access to every video that I publish. 2 weeks early access. Please consider supporting it.
It's a good cause. And I know good causes.
Would Satan lie?
No.
Is that a lie?
Wait a second.
I don't want to say. I plead the fifth.
Look at that. The devil is tuned in to the U.S. Constitution.
Apparently.
That's the same model we use down here.
Yeah.
Is that it then?
Yeah.
I think that's it.
CJ.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Phil.
Of course.
Yeah.
Gregory.
Yo.
Thank you as well.
Thank you, Philip.
Of course. And as always, a big old thank you to you. You, yes, absolutely. You. You may not think I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to you, Charles. There's gonna be someone named Charles listening to the show is gonna
probably. Yeah.
You would think.
As always, please take care of yourself, your loved ones, your family, your friends. Be kind to each other. Be kind to yourself on this Star Wars Day. On this phony baloney marketing Star Wars Day. Real Star Wars Day, by the way, is on the 25th of May.
Yeah.
That's the real. That's like the anniversary.
That's the real deal.
Yeah. Not this poser, fake holiday, corporate nonsense. Anyway.
Brands.
We'll see you next week, folks.
Go watch Andor.
Go watch Andor. You haven't even watched Andor. Don't you be telling people to go watch Andor?
Not season 2. Yeah. I'm reminding myself when I edit this.
Yes, go watch it.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Oh, wait. I have to actually press end stream.
Oh, geez.